Hey guys, in this video I want to talk about how and why I'm decluttering my journals. So I am getting rid of this gigantic stack of journals that I've had since I think the earliest one here is something like 2016 or 2015, all the way up to the present day pretty much. And I want to, I'm kind of getting rid of them. I actually found sort of a hybrid solution that's going to let me get rid of the weight but save the writing, which I'll talk about. And then I just also wanted to reflect a bit more on this overall decluttering process that I'm going through because it's been a fairly significant process. So, to give you some context, the end of my lease in this particular apartment is coming up in a few months. And as I've been approaching the end of this lease and really not knowing what's next, um, I've been feeling called to let go of all of these physical belongings that have been cluttering this apartment. And in fact, I've also been feeling kind of a visceral rejection of all the belongings that I have. I've really felt repulsed by just how much clutter there is in my space, and I've really wanted to get rid of it so that I can feel lighter, so that I can feel more focused, so that I can only possess and focus on what's important to me. So this physical decluttering has been tied with an overall simplification that I've been pulled towards in my life that I've reflected about a lot in my recent videos and writing. But there's been this realization that there's been a lot of clutter, a lot of chaos, just a big mess, not necessarily just with my physical belongings in my apartment, but also the way I spend my time, the way I use my energy, where my focus is. It's just been all over the place, very crazy, very chaotic. And there's been a pull to get rid of the clutter so that I can focus on so that I can focus on what's really important, and just be more in alignment with my values and make the most of this precious life, right? Instead of being so wrapped up in distractions and things that don't really matter so much, such as an egg white separator that looks like a chicken with its mouth open. Okay, that's just one of the examples of an object that I put out in a free stuff box as I've been going through this decluttering process. Before I tell you about the journals and the hybrid solution that I'm doing, I just want to, let me tell you about that first. So, what I've decided to do, first of all, what brought me to this point was this massive decluttering in my apartment, and it's basically hit a point where this kind of felt like what was next, the journals. I've gotten rid of my whole YouTube setup that I used to use. Now I'm just on my phone and this little microphone. Got rid of my computer, got rid of a lot of furniture. It's really simple, simplifying and dwindling down, but I still got this very massive, heavy, and growing pile of journals here, and it felt like it was time to go, but I just couldn't seem to let these go like I was able to let go of the other items. And ultimately, what I decided to do is for each and every one of these journals, I'm actually going to scan in every single page and upload it as a PDF to Google Drive so I can save all the writing, save the journey that's written here. And then I'm going to toss this in the recycling for each and every one of these journals. So I've done this with 3 journals already. I just finished this one, and this feels like the perfect solution right now. I'm not ready for the full letting go. There is a part of me that's attached to the journey that's written here. As I've been actually scanning in pages and, skimming some words here and there, it's been very nostalgic. It's also been very eye-opening just to see what I was going through in the past, see how my past experiences have slowly spiraled towards where I am now and who I am today. It's been fascinating, and I do want to keep a log of that writing, but this hybrid solution allows me to totally collapse the amount of physical space. Like moving with this adds labor that I just want to clear away and get rid of, and I want to feel that lightness. So this has been an awesome process so far. It does make it more of a task. Like I can't just carry this whole thing and dump it. I have to go through all these pages, scan them, upload them, etc. But it's kind of been this meditative, cathartic, nostalgic experience. I'm actually allowed to process these past versions of me, witness how these past versions have led to who I am today, and then I can, gracefully let go of the physical journal. I'm also like at the beginning of the PDF, I'm including like a photo of the journal itself, so it really feels like I'm honoring these journals for sure. And then what I want to share with you, which is very relevant to the decluttering process that I'm going through, is I actually just scanned in the notebook where I was taking notes during my meditation teacher training. This was at the end of 2023. And something that really stuck with me from that training was the Buddhist death contemplations. I don't know if there's an official name for it, but in Buddhism, or the Buddhism that I learned, it's very important to keep death in mind, to remember that you're gonna die and you don't know when you're gonna die, because that creates this fuel essentially to live life to the fullest. And there's actually a point in these death meditations that feels very relevant to what I'm going through now. So I want to read these for you. Okay, so first it's just in these contemplations is just these facts about death. So death is certain, and we don't know when it's going to happen, right? That's kind of the core of it. And then, so what do you? Oops, did I just lose my page? No, I didn't. Okay, and this is really cool, right? Because now I'm not in a physical journal. I'm just in this scanned journal here. That physical journal has already been recycled. So it's very, very cool. I'm really liking this already. I feel like I even have quicker access to this. It was like pretty easy for me to find this note. So you know that death is coming. You don't know when it's coming. What do we do with this information? We have these 3 resolutions, and the last one is very, very relevant. So number 1 is knowing that I must die. I promise to take the essence of this life with wisdom. Number 2 is knowing I could die at any time. I will start today. And number 3 is, and this one's very relevant to the decluttering, and finally, we must focus on what is important in life. A person who is hiking many miles doesn't fill up their pack with a lot of junk they won't be needing. Okay, so that one, it was just so funny. I'm going through this process and I'm cleaning out these notebooks and I flip open to this page and here is this perfect articulation about what I'm doing with this decluttering process. I'm getting rid of all this use. There's a crazy dog barking out there. I'm getting rid of all this useless junk that I've been carrying around. Not only the physical items, which literally weighs me down, but also the past identities, the past patterns, all this past abstract stuff, junk that I've been holding on to. Okay, so I'm literally in this process of shedding what doesn't matter so that I can focus on what's important in life. And I just thought that was so beautiful that came up, that I was reminded of that through this decluttering process. So that's scanned in from one of my journals, which is now gone. I'm going to continue to do this with all of these journals. This probably will be a process that until I'm ready to do my writing and then just fully just let it go into the ether and completely let it go. This probably will be the process that I use with my journals from now on so that I don't have to keep this backlog of physical items. We will see how this journey of decluttering and minimalism continues to unfold, but I suspect it's going to be something I really enjoy. I'm already feeling just such a lightness and I'm wanting to get rid of even more stuff. So that I can open up and be very free and open to whatever is going to be next in my life. So I've been really enjoying that process. Yeah, I might get rid of the desk, might get rid of more stuff, and just see what that lightness and openness and freedom might lead me to. All right. So that's how and why I'm decluttering my journals. I hope you found this very, very interesting. It's been a very cool, cathartic, and also emotional process for me. A lot of grieving of the old self as I've been going through this decluttering process because, things are changing. Things are changing. But this process is also allowing an openness and an embrace to the unknown that lies ahead. So I hope you found this interesting or inspiring. I'll keep you posted on all this. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.